In this video, we're going to demonstrate how our ceiling joist and sheathing assembly works in our BidPro light metal framing plugin. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is go to our estimating tab. We've already done a little bit of takeoff that we've assigned to first level walls for the first location, and then roof for the second location. So we'll go over, select our BidPro location folders, and we'll drag a new location folder into our estimating tab. And we'll select, we're going to do some ceiling framing, so we'll select first level ceiling as our location. Then we'll go back to our home tab, and then go back over here to our templates and select our BidPro light metal framing templates. So in our takeoff templates in our floors and ceilings folder and metal subfolder, we've got a couple assemblies here for ceilings. And this is to pick up any kind of ceiling framing and track that you need for light gauge, any kind of light gauge metal framing for partitions or ceilings that you need to pick up. That's what this plugin would be used for. So we'll click on our ceiling joist and sheathing assembly and take a look at that. So when we start up the assembly, it populates the form. Again, as with all our assemblies, most all of them are organized with these tabs across the top. So you just kind of work your way through the tabs to set your assembly up. We'll name this 3 5/8, 3 5/8 ceiling joist. And we'll say 24 on center. Okay, we can set a bid amount per square foot here if we want to pick up an amount on our bid report for the ceiling framing that we're going to take off. If we were doing a vaulted ceiling, we could set our pitch here, and it would calculate a pitch. If it's a 412 pitch, we just select 4 from our list here, and it would apply that pitch factor to all of our materials. So that's a nice feature. And then you can set your waste percentage here for your material. So we've got our assembly information set up here, so then we just work our way through the tabs. For our ceiling joists, we'll just select our joist size, gauge, our on-center spacing. We can put in a description. Again, a nice feature of all of our assemblies built from the joist tool is we've got this minimum length, new length feature. So any ceiling joist that the assembly generates less than 8 feet long, or whatever length we set as a minimum length, we can set a new length, a new material length, and it will figure anything shorter than the minimum length out of the new length material. So that's a really nice feature of all of our assemblies that are built out of the PlanSwift joist tool. So we got our joist material set up. Now our rim track will calculate, when we do our area takeoff and generate our joist quantity, the rim track will calculate based on the perimeter of our area. So if we take off a ceiling area and we want to pick up a rim track all the way around, then that's what this would pick up. If we don't need the rim track for some reason, and as with all the other materials in all of our assemblies, you could just select NA and it's not going to calculate that material. So we'll select our gauge, our material length that we want to figure it out of, and then a description. And then if for some reason we needed sheathing, on the ceiling, we could pick that up here as well. And we've got an on-off switch for the sheathing that just makes it easy to turn off if you don't need, any sheathing figured. But let's just say we wanted to pick up some 1/2-inch CDX plywood that we want on top of our ceiling. So we would set our sheathing width, sheathing length to be 4x8. We'll select our sheathing thickness as 1/2 inch. And then our description will change. We'll make that ceiling sheathing. And then you could even select how many layers of sheathing you need. So we've got our assembly set up. The last thing we need to do is select the right location folder for this material to go into, which would be our first level ceiling folder. So we'll click OK and just show how this works real quick. So we'll take off our, say we want to frame a ceiling in here. Alright, so once we've done our area takeoff, we'll click inside of that area, which turns these buttons on across the top of your screen. So we'll click on Draw Joist. And then anywhere you want to start a joist, you just click your first point and then, draw a parallel line or a line that's in line with the direction that the joists are going to run, and then just click a second point, and the joist tool automatically draws in and populates your joist based on the on-center spacing that we selected. We'll move that form out of the way. Okay, so just in this takeoff, what we've picked up is our ceiling joist. We've picked up our perimeter track that runs all the way around the perimeter of our ceiling, and we've picked up sheathing on top of that. So if we go and look, we'll take a look at our reports real quick. So our consolidated materials report, we've done some wall takeoff and a rake wall takeoff, and now we've done our ceiling takeoff. So it's just continuing to create a consolidated list of materials as we do more and more takeoff in our project. So if you look at our materials by location report, you can see how the report's broken in by location based on our location folders. So our first level ceiling, this is the material that we just calculated based on our assembly takeoff that we did. So you can see where we've picked up our ceiling joist, we've picked up our rim track around the perimeter of the ceiling, and we picked up that ceiling sheathing that we needed as well. So if we look at our bid report, it's also organized by location as well. So we can see under our first level ceiling location, this is what we named our assembly here, 3 5/8 ceiling joist 24 on center. And I left, when I did the takeoff, I left the joist spacing at 16, but that could have been changed to 24 or whatever the on-center spacing is for the ceiling that you're taking off. So it gives us our square footage here, and then it calculates the bid amount based on that price per square foot that we had for our report or our assembly price. And then also there's a markup. You've got the ability or the option when you set the job up, it's going to prompt you for a markup percentage if you want to apply to the project, so that can be calculated into your bid report as well.